We're going back to Notre Dame for some good times. As in the Goodtimes adaptation. Don't get your hopes too up. I promise you no actual times of joy.
Did he not, Quasimodo? His heart was as big as the sky. He met a girl called Esmeralda.
Sometimes when I say UAV, people seem to hear good times, but there's no secret here. This is gonna suck. Oh, I said it! What? Goodtimes' version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame is another one of the Jetlag produced tunes. I found out now that when Goodtimes first started their cash-in on Disney schemes, they made a deal with Golden Films to release their animated movies. But when the Golden deal was up, Goodtimes' founders, the Kyrie brothers, contacted Jetlag to make more cash-in animations. Golden Films obviously went on to make those cartoons under the Sony Wonder banner, but eventually came crawling back to Goodtimes. Right around the time they pretty much died and were bought out by Gaiam. But remember, of the original 1990s bunch, the Jetlag productions were the new hip tunes on the Goodtimes block. And as this is a Jetlag one, it's got the usual cast used by BLT Productions. Where is this story happening?
Have you ever felt out of place?
No, I haven't. I'm always in place.
Have you ever felt like a stranger?
Have you ever felt like a bad song was going to intro Neatly Poor movie?
Quasimodo, his heart was as big as the sky.
Quasimodo better get that enlarged heart checked out then. He might have blood pressure issues.
He met a girl called Esmeralda.
Okay, get on with it. You don't need to tell me the whole story through the song.
It was Quasimodo's Sunday.
The super creative priest had a tough time deciding if he should name the baby Quasimodo or Sunday.
Without a word to anyone, she placed her child on the foundling shelf.
Too bad it's Sunday. That donation box would have been too filled up to place a baby in tomorrow. You know, Homer's 30 cents off Shake and Bake is looking like a wonderful donation right about now. At least that wasn't, here, you deal with my mistake.
The priest vowed to adopt the child and raise him out of love for his own family who had earlier died of the plague.
They were the lucky ones.
In honor of this day, I name you Day.
And once again, the super loving priest father made sure to hide his ugly son up in the bell tower and let him ring them until he damaged his hearing.
Claude Frollo, who had since become the archdeacon of the church.
Wow, this Frollo was somehow even more accurate than the Dingo version, as they didn't downgrade his church rank to abbey. Well, that was bound to happen one of these days. Thought he might have wings hidden that hump of his, but guess not. Oh well. Well, I'm sure Quasimodo's death-defying bell-ringing show brought a lot more babies to the donation box. Of course, you had to be 18 or older to see the after show where Quasi cut it on with the bell. It's alright, 'cause I'm screwed by the bell.
My play is about to begin. Come inside, everyone!
But everyone was fascinated with Quasimodo, not at all interested in attending a new morality play.
Yeah, as not shown here, as everyone is staring at some beard guy and not Quasimodo, unless he's really changed in the last minute.
By an unknown author.
Please, you must come.
Wow, Jetlag must have gotten an audio editing assist from Dingo there.
It's time to elect the Pope of Fools!
Seriously, Quasimodo must have gotten his story mixed up with Humpty Dumpty, and there ain't no one is gonna put his stupid face back together again. Huh, Notre Dame sure is a town full of luckers, huh? Really, after this lot, what's even that different about Quasimodo? Though, personally, I'd have voted for the donkey.
Stupid donkeys.
Quasimodo is hereby elected this year's Pope of Fools!
You is the Pope of Fools!
Wow, I can't believe I used that clip there. That was pretty much the most unexpected thing I could have done. We then meet Esmeralda dancing the "there must be something more than this" dance, which really shocks stupid old Pierre. Don't know what he really expected. Dancer dances, and you won't believe what happens next! I don't believe it!
Believe it.
Well, I guess Esmeralda can retire now.
Come, Jolly. It's your turn now.
Oh, never mind. She's not gonna pick any of that up.
She's possessed, I tell you.
I've never seen a goat scrape in the dirt before. She should get all the rest of our money.
I'm sorry, I have nothing.
And he's not just talking money. This guy enjoys Esmeralda's show so much he had to come twice to the same performance.
Being elected the Pope of Fools was the first real pride he'd ever known. Sadly, he did not understand that he was not being honored at all. He was being mocked.
Why did a bunch of people try out for Pope of Fools then? Well, being mocked is better than nothing.
Sacrilege! Profanation!
Classic father-son argument.
It's Archdeacon Phelous! What's he doing with that monster?
Everyone knows Quasimodo lives at the church, and do they really think that Frollo never runs into his son? Or did he not tell anyone that he adopted him? What a dick. And Frollo's usually such a nice character.
Do you not realize what you're doing?
I do like how over the years Frollo's voice went from kind of regular sounding to evil.
In honor of this day, all right then, die!
Guess adopting Quasimodo really didn't agree with him. Well, overall, I'd say this was the best Pope of Fools ceremony we've had yet. Oh, yeah, Frollo's just at the kidnapping stage of his relationship with Esmeralda, which is quite the leap considering we've established nothing about him obsessing over her, or him even having a slight interest in her. Considering my feelings on every other Pierre I've had to suffer, he had that coming.
We will avenge you, my friend.
Quasimodo doesn't seem to be such a nice guy in this one, though, considering he's just up for a little father-son kidnapping spree. Then again, we also haven't established anything about his character besides that he likes to almost die constantly. Murder? I mean, I don't want to tell you how to get mugged or anything, Esmeralda, but you might be jumping the gun a little here.
Halt, you scoundrels!
Can I come too?
Oh no, poor Quasimodo! Wait, he's trying to help Frollo kidnap someone. He deserves to be arrested.
What is your name, sir?
Ah, crap. I forgot my name. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Captain Phoebus de Chateaupeur, at your service.
Ooh, a Hunchback of Notre Dame adaptation that has both Phoebus and Pierre in it. What a treat. In a way, this does make the Goodtimes one a more accurate adaptation. But, of course, this is throwing in yet another character into our cast before properly establishing, well, anyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No. Thank you both.
And then Phoebus ate her, I guess. And Pierre gets arrested by the bum patrol for, I don't know, being a wiener, I suppose.
Put your hand in the dummy's pocket and take out the purse that's inside.
What about Pierre's performance out there made them think he was even possibly worth recruiting into their ranks? Guess we can't expect much out of the Court of Miracles this time, as this one is apparently run by some kind of ogre or something.
Is Pierre dead yet?
It's our custom not to sentence a man without first asking if there's any woman who wants to marry him.
Too thin.
What in his dick?
Oh, yes, this is such a good bit. Please do go on with having women come to look him over. Yucks aplenty!
I'll take him.
Esmeralda didn't know it at the time, but she had just made the biggest mistake of her life.
Alright, but first you gotta drink out of my comically oversized mug!
If you wish to be saved, break it. Throw it to the ground.
I threw it on the ground. I'm an adult. She is your wife.
No. I married you to save you. No other reason.
I'm really amazed they decided to keep the loveless Pierre Esmeralda marriage thing from the book. If only they'd keep the original ending where everyone is just miserable and then they die. Esmeralda is so serious about not wanting her loser husband to touch her that her hand and then her ear turns white. Ooh, Majin Buu is gonna sentence Quasimodo.
You have the impertinence to mock me?
Bell ringer of Notre Dame.
Quasimodo is deaf.
Oh, I didn't know that. In that case, have him kept in the stocks for an extra hour.
What? Because he's deaf? I don't think you make a lot of sense, Majin Judge.
If today were yesterday, he'd be elected Pope of Fools all over again.
Well, at least old Biddy is with you on that, buddy. I feel as though there are certain expectations set on me for moments such as this. Useless is completely Quasimodo now. Now shut up, or I'll read you all a creepypasta. No, that's what you all wanted, was it? Well then, maybe you're all the ones who are completely useless now. Well, that's my set. Thank you and good night.
I did not know why you attacked me, but even you do not deserve this.
Why would she possibly think that? He's not shown any other side to her, and in Esmeralda's own words, she apparently thought he's trying to help murder her.
Oh, and Quasimodo's entire sentence was just sitting in the stocks for a little, apparently. That'll get the murder/kidnapping out of your system. But at least Esmeralda has got Pierre finally doing the most useful thing you'll accomplish in the entire movie, balancing a cat in a chair on his nose.
Well, he did have to have at least one talent, right?
Just like in the book, Esmeralda now wants Captain Phoebus after his daring rescue, and I mean, who wouldn't want him after him riding up and pushing a guy off his horse? He's crime-believable. That was some pretty sweet action, but unfortunately for her, Esmeralda's gonna get about the same amount of action from Phoebus, despite her amazing goat spelling out his name flirtation.
Tell me, what is an author and a poet doing in the costume of a buffoon?
Because I thought it might keep my right eye from falling off, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Rather than starve, I joined the gypsies and became married to Esmeralda.
You are married to the gypsy?
I totally called her when I tried to kidnap her. You know that. You were there.
That was you?
No.
Yeah, you're right. The kidnapper had a hood up, and your hood isn't up.
This man is crumbelievable.
Rest assured, Esmeralda has retained her virtue.
Probably a weird thing to just tell you, but you know, I'm really simple. Bye! Frollo then prays that Esmeralda will bang him or something.
I'm possessed by this magnificent creature!
Esmeralda's dance while a buffoon balances a cat and chair on his nose act is mediocre at best, dude.
Why?
Frollo is gonna be regretting ruining his death skull in the morning. Man, the way Frollo creeps on me sure is gross. Anyway, time to go creep on Phoebus.
You are kind, noble, and handsome.
Please let me end up with you instead of one of the uggos. I don't care how insincere you clearly are. Wow, I didn't expect Goodtimes to roll out the blood for their Hunchback movie. They were more extreme than censored old DBZ at the time.
Go on, murder me too.
Why is everyone obsessed with her again?
Well, clearly Esmeralda would never be able to ID Frollo cause he was wearing a hood. That's Frollo-proof, man! So she gets arrested for attempted Phoebicide, which I guess means a good half day in the stocks. Meanwhile, Quasimodo rubs against part of Esmeralda's necklace because he thinks he's a cat now.
Are we supposed to like Quasimodo in this version? At all?
Esmeralda confessed to stabbing a soldier to death.
Why?
Esmeralda was sentenced to death.
I guess Mosh and Judge just had a thing for old Quasi.
Do you ask forgiveness for your sins and failings?
I have done nothing wrong.
I don't think Esmeralda and the narrator got together for their stories here.
Tell me, Phoebus, am I the only one you love?
Oh, Fleur-de-Lis, you are as beautiful as the symbol on my chest. Also, I got backstabbed, so obviously I need my arm in a sling.
Oh, why did I teach him that word?
It's Quasimodo!
We got the reference already, Goodtimes. You didn't have to be that spot on with it. We love murderers escaping their sentences!
Why did you rescue me?
Well, I was mostly trying to finish that botched kidnapping from before.
Never leave the church. If you do, they will kill you, and I will die.
Well, now I gotta leave the church. Actually, Esmeralda seems a little upset about having to be Quasimodo's pet for the rest of her life. I don't know why. Seems like a pretty sweet deal to me.
Is she real?
No, she's not.
What part of Quasimodo's little Esmeralda fantasy involves him getting watered in the stocks? Guess we'll Quasers into a little domination play. We then learn, though, that Esmeralda only truly has eyes for herself. I knew there was someone missing from this story to have an Esmeralda obsession.
Who's there? Who is it?
Good scene. I feel like we've now properly established these characters. What was always missing was the fact that Quasimodo snores.
Frollo comes by to see if really choppy animation will win Esmeralda's heart, but somehow that doesn't work.
You're the one who stabbed Captain Phoebus.
It was really kinda obvious now that I think about it.
I am the only one who truly loves you.
Wrong!
Esmeralda told him how the priest was the one who should have stood trial, but Quasimodo would not listen.
Because he was deaf. Also, Quasimodo just kind of blows in this one. I mean, why would he want to help move the plot along?
Frollo tries out his choppy animation moves on Doofy Pierre, who naturally is more receptive to such stupidity.
If you should trade clothes and places with Esmeralda, she could leave the church undetected.
But what of me? I would be the one to be hanged.
Yeah, sounds like win-win to me.
I have a strong attachment to certain aspects of life.
Jeez, even We Will Avenge You Pierre Locke was a better character than this wiener.
There is no reason for you to hide. You do not repulse me. Captain Phoebus has been forgotten. I know now that he never loved me.
There was massive character development for me off-screen to get to this point.
We must go.
Don't go.
Out of the way, you imbecile!
No!
Hurry! He's no great loss.
Pierre, you're the worst.
So apparently Frollo's new plan was to let loser Pierre and friends into the church to break Esmeralda out. Then hope she would get away from the guards after he called them, then also hope that she would be stupid enough to go with him to supposed freedom. That's a remarkably well planned out bad plan. Is Phoebus telling Quasimodo to go jerk off? Well, that's as appropriate an exit as any for both of these two.
Yeah, seriously, that's the wrap-up for Pierre and Phoebus.
Why are we stopping?
Be mine.
Who would have thought that trusting Frollo would have been a bad idea?
Practically my own flesh and blood.
I saw you stab the captain.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago at this point, Quasimodo. Did it take you this long to process that stabbing him was bad? Anyway, now that a girl has flirted with him, he has no qualms whatsoever about throwing his father off a bridge.
I love you.
I love you too.
What?
Okay, even if they were trying to miss, I don't think it would be possible for them to not get hit by that barrage of arrows. And it seems that just totally demoralized the angry mob that they managed to suck that hard. So they just completely give up while Esmeralda and Quasimodo Ninja Turtle along the rooftops.
Some say they saw the couple living happily in the countryside, along with a goat who could spell words with wooden blocks of letters.
They went back in town for the goat? I thought I was joking that they completely gave up, but I guess not.
Quasimodo had at last found someone who would love him for the man he was.
Wow, that is not believable in the slightest given the development we actually saw between them.
Which was pretty much nothing. Except for that super important scene of Esmeralda smiling at Quasimodo snoring.
Goodtimes' Hunchback Tale included more of the characters together than most adaptations, but that just gave them too many things and nothing was focused on properly. And hell, they didn't use any of the time they had to even try to develop any of them, so character motivations for actions just seem to come out of nowhere. And aren't believable in the slightest.
But don't forget, if you try to kidnap someone, fail, but then succeed at it the second time under the guise of trying to save them, they'll fall in love with you. That was the moral, I guess.
Doesn't seem too friendly. These monsters seem so fake. My nerves, they're gonna break. Please don't let me down.
We will avenge you, my friend.
Water, please.
He's no great loss.
Yeah, maybe Disney had the right idea by not using stupid douche face Pierre.